Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance, Michael's Chance. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good yourself?
Can't complain, man. We have a cracker of a hot day happening out here on the West Coast. A little hotter probably where you are, but we're seeing it about 30, 31 today.
Yeah, about that year, 32, 33.
Beautiful weather, man. Beautiful weather.
Yeah,
Almost too hot a little bit, right? I mean, it's almost kind of
33 is a bit hot. Yeah.
it's a bit hot, but we're gonna make the best of it. We're gonna get out of here, out of this one, head to the track, get some laps in, get some work in. Right,
Nice.
nothing stops us. Yeah, man, we keep moving. We keep moving. Right, that's the philosophy of our lives. Um, but man, what a weekend we had. We had so many shows this weekend. We
Hmm.
had AEW's All In. We had um Saturday night's main event. And you know what? This was silly of me. I didn't realize I should have known this. Louis Armstrong is the tennis arena
Hmm.
where they Flushing Meadows in New York, right? Um, now we know where that card was happening. We had Saturday night's main event as well. We had Evolution as well. Crazy weekend. We had the Great American Bash as well from NXT. So just like so many shows.
Too many.
Well,
Too
one
many
could
that most people.
argue.
Too many that most people don't watch them. There's too much wrestling. That
Well,
so from I did a little research here. So from last Sunday to this Monday, 34 hours of wrestling.
across the board with all shows.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. So I've one thing that I've came to the assumption is I know Tony Khan and Triple H for the most part are booking the shows for indie fans. I think they don't care about the casual much anymore. I mean, I know they got Jelly Roll in there, but like this is just indie rific stuff.
Well, I mean, okay, I will always say that WWE will do more of the entertainment side with like the Jelly Roll coming in and this and that, which makes it a bit more entertaining. I will still give the entertainment to WWE in that regards, but yeah, in terms of
Well, Tony, I don't even think Tony's even tried to do entertainment. He's just trying to do straight wrestling.
yeah, well, that's what he did.
AEW is indie
So
wrestling with some higher caliber wrestlers.
yeah,
But they're and same with WWE, they're kind of going towards the AEW model a little bit. They're doing the Jelly Roll stuff a little bit, but it's just I don't know. It's too much wrestling. It's too watered down. You can't have good shows when you're doing 34 hours a week on
well,
both
say
companies. It's too
36. You
much.
forgot TNA. They have their
I don't
two-hour
even
show as
consider. I don't
well.
even. I don't even
Well,
watch
that's what
that.
I'm saying. So with
No, that
36,
was in there. That was in there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we had All In. That thing started. Oh, sorry, that show started. I apologize. That show started at noon with their kickoff show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was starting at noon. Thankfully, I got a notification. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even have known. But
Mm-hmm.
mind you, this thing went till 5 o'clock. 5 hours for this show.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you count the pre-show, but they don't count the pre-show as a pay-per-view, right?
Well,
That's
I
the free
mean,
one.
the pay per view started at one. Then
I don't think most people watch unless you're a hardcore. I don't like calling Marks extreme because these guys buy tickets. Unless you're a hardcore fan, you're not watching the pre-shows.
well, no, you're not. But I mean, the way AEW does their pre-shows is they try to set it up in such a way that makes you want to watch it because of
Mm,
the match that they're giving you, right?
yeah,
So,
I will say that Tony Khan and Triple H are so similar. People don't realize if you watch their shows and how they're being booked. If you like, I understand main event Saturday nights had Jelly Roll and stuff because WWE is known for entertainment. But if you actually look how Triple H books Raw and how Tony Khan is done, they're so similar. It's they have the same mindset as that. It's more of a indie-rific show.
well,
Even
maybe we
WWE's,
have to accept the fact that this is the evolution of the product, man. We're not, I
but they're
mean,
not though. But people aren't accepting because the ratings are going
yeah,
down.
but
So
the only
people aren't
people
though.
that aren't accepting it are the casual people. They still
But
have
without
at least
them,
a
without
fan.
but you gotta have ratings. Without them, there is no ratings. You just can't get the hardcore guys. And if
Well,
you're booking wrestling just for hardcore fans, you don't care about everybody. The purpose of wrestling and boxing, anything you do, any show, is to get as many people as
yeah,
you
I
can to
get that.
watch it.
I get
And when
that.
you purposely alienate half of your fan base, it's a
Mhm.
bad idea, and people are turning it off.
Well, I tell you what, man. I think until the WWE stops doing the entertainment segment portion of it with having all the big names come in like they
Mm.
have been coming in, then we'll have a bigger problem
Well,
here.
they have the money to do that now, right? But
Right?
if
So
people keep like look at Evolution, it wasn't even sold out.
no, it
You know what I
wasn't,
mean?
but it was a good show.
Yeah, but I know what I'm saying is it's too much wrestling, and so they lowered their tickets, right? So I was watching this tickets $200-300 for Upper Deck. Nobody's paying $200-300 for Upper Deck to watch Evolution, so they
No,
dropped it to $60-70 day of, and still didn't sell them out. So it's getting
well,
watered down, and people are starting to slowly um, distance themselves from it.
well, it is what it is, bro, man. I don't know how you can argue it. I mean, it's wrestling. But let's talk about the shows. Let's talk about the shows a little bit. Let's start out with the marathon show, I'll call it. Um, I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, I think all three shows delivered. All three shows did what they were supposed to do. They were fun shows in their own ways. But ultimately, I think at the end of the day, we'll touch on this as we go along. But at the end of the day, it was just too long again. But I mean, standouts for me here, the Osprey and Swerve against the Bucks was a great match. All the matches were good. I think the one that kind of disappointed me that I kind of had higher hopes for was the Monet Tony Storm match. It was a good match, but it was dry. You know what I mean? And maybe, that's just me, but I don't know, man. Adam Cole retiring, kind of, I think. He's had concussions. He had to drop the TNT title. Dustin Rhodes wins it, man. Your thoughts on that?
He's got some name value. He's got some star power, I guess. It's not a bad idea. And he's 56 years old. So the same guys that are dumping on Goldberg are praising Dustin Rhodes in the same age group.
And but Dustin's more of a wrestler, though. He's been in it. He's been continuously
fair enough. But if you want to go by
just argue the point, not to say you're wrong, right? But we got
want to go by
well.
Who sold more tickets and who's done more to the business, Goldberg.
Yeah, no,
right.
Sure,
so I mean, I don't understand the indie mindset. Praise Rhodes, but dump on Goldberg for being old. They're both old men.
Yeah. And if anything, one's even more broken. One's even more broken than the other guy, right? So it's crazy out there. Also, man, I thought that the match between we already talked about that. The Young Bucks, that was a great match. I had no problem with that one. Edge and Christian, man, the reunion is coming. We kind of called that on here. I called it anyways, right? I called that a little bit. I said, well, what if Edge came out and saved him or something, and those guys all turned on him? Sure enough,
Edge is about 56 too now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but I called it though, man. That one, I'll take credit when I can get it, right?
Yeah.
Nick Wayne turned on them. The patriarchy turned on Christian, and they're about to lay him out with the concerto. Edge comes out. Not so much the DX reunion that we saw when they embraced right there and then and kind of figured it all out. This is more of a modern take on that storyline. Go figure yourself out. So we're getting them back together. It's gonna be fun, man. I'd love to see Edge and Christian one more time.
I never really cared for them, to be honest, as a tag team. I seen that WrestleMania once. I just don't know. Didn't care for them. I preferred Edge as a solo wrestler. I mean, they're talented, they're legends. I'm not saying that, but I didn't really care for their tag team personally. Never did.
I always enjoyed it, but I also enjoyed the promos. I think they were great on the stick at the time for what they were doing in terms of the tag team division that was with the Hardys, with the Dudley Boys.
It's time for Tony Khan to tell Dustin Rhodes, any time for Tony Khan to tell Edge, because they're 56 years old now. Just like McMahon did to Flair. He called him up, 58. You're retiring. I don't want to retire. Too bad. You're too old. Pick your retirement match. Will give you a great send off. You can't keep doing this. It's a young man's game. So it's time for Tony Khan to kind of steer them towards. I think maybe that's what he's doing with Edge and Christian. And it's time to give Edge a send off and give Dustin Rhodes a send off. At the end of the day, you don't need 56-year-old guys all the time. With Goldberg, it was cool because it's a retirement match. I get it. A couple promos. But these guys go on and on and on. I think it's time to get them out.
But I really think that's Tony Khan's method, though, man. He doesn't like to get rid of any of those guys.
He doesn't have the heart.
He doesn't have the heart, right? I mean, again, let's take a look at what happened later on in that night as well against the Hangman Page at John Moxley match. I mean, that was a good match. A little gruesome for my liking.
It was good,
to be fair. That one particular spot where he's literally just hammering it into his head. I don't know how that can be pretend.
I mean, WWE, if you want to say that who had the best matches of the weekend, probably the Bucks match. You don't really care for them, but that was still a good match with Swerve and Osprey, and then the Hangman Page and Moxley match were probably better than any matches we had on Saturday's main event. But Saturday's main event had entertainment. It wasn't just 4 hours of small guys in undies.
Yeah.
But AEW definitely those two matches were definitely outshining because there wasn't any great matches on Saturday's main event. None of them were really great matches. Seth got hurt.
No, they
right?
didn't. But this is the difference. This is we'll get into it now. So AEW, how did you like it overall though? Like, okay, take away all the shit, all the length of it and everything. Overall, just as a wrestling show, I thought it was decent. It
It's all
delivered.
right.
It
It's just
delivered.
hard for me to keep watching little guy after little guy after little guy after little guy all the time.
And the
So that
gauntlet matches weren't bad. I enjoyed those as well.
yeah, they weren't bad.
They were fun. They moved well. I thought the pace of those matches were great.
Hmm.
So I mean the pacing was good. It was just too long. Now let's move on to Saturday night's main event. We've kind of touched on it. This is why I think the WWE show was better overall because of the length that it
Well, they
ran.
had no choice. It's a 2 hour show on NBC. Got to get it off. They go longer if
Regardless,
they
though,
could.
regardless, the pace of it, what they accomplished in those 2 hours, the flow of the whole show was great. It had no problems. It was fun.
Well, if it didn't have Jelly Roll and Goldberg on there, I would say the AEW had their two matches I just mentioned, the Page match and the Osprey match, were better match than anything you saw in WWE. The matches they had weren't that great. It's cool to see Goldberg out there. Seth got hurt right away, so that match was done. I mean, the matches weren't that great on Saturday's main event. It was the Jelly Roll, Logan Paul, Drew stuff was cool, and then seeing Goldberg send off, so it made it feel special. But as far as in ring work, I think AEW had him on those two matches at least.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, in ring always will. For the most part, I would always say in ring goes to AEW just because of what they can pull off, and they got the rope and the space and time to do that kind of stuff, right?
Well, it's more of an indie style. It's more flippy floppy. And
exactly,
another thing,
but
Seth, this is what I bring up. So Seth Rollins, there's no need for you to do that. There's no need for you to do that flip and land on your knee. He didn't need to do that. It's just doing too much. I get it, it's part of your gimmick showing up, but you're almost 40 years old, dude. You've had knee problems.
eh,
What? You have to work smarter.
no, I get that
And
completely.
I hate to say it, and I do like him, but the guy throws the most pathetic mamby-pamby sissy punch I've ever seen. His working punch is so pathetic and so girly. And it's just the guy is. It's too bad that he got hurt, but I mean, dude, you have to start working a little bit smarter.
Yeah, no, I'm not
No
going
need
to
to do that.
disagree
That
with
move
you,
wasn't
but I mean,
necessary.
it was such an innocent move, though. It's something he does all the time,
I
man.
know.
It's not something that he just pulled out of the playbook that he did 20 years ago. This is
Yeah.
just
And then I thought,
that's just
okay,
his
Seth's
just
hurt.
his
We have to have number one contender. We're going to go with the young guy. What do? They go with the 47-year-old broken down crybaby CM Punk. And now we have to watch CM Punk. We have to why do they keep giving the CM Punk? I guess they feel that the young guys aren't stars, or they don't trust them. But you don't need to have Punk and Gunther. It's just a wasted program. I think let Bronson have it. Let Braun have it. Seth's hurt, so next up should be Braun, right? Nope, CM Punk.
well, I think eventually now with the advent of this injury, and I'm playing fantasy bookie here a little bit, I still say that it's probably going to end up being Braun and Goldberg or Gunther at some point here for the title, with Braun taking it. Actually, I believe he will beat Gunther and take the title. The reason I say this is it's going to be interesting because Seth has that briefcase. If he's going to be out for about 5 to 6 months here, minimal. I mean, he's allowed to hold on to that case for a year. So he's got about 10 months here with that case in tow, right? So they can, shut it down. Braun wins, takes the title. Seth comes back and cashes on him.
It's so hard to say, dude. You could be right. It's so hard to say in the mind of Triple H and all these writers. You don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're doing. They just throw stuff on the wall and see what sticks. So you could be right. For all we know, Punk could be Gunther on a SmackDown or a Raw. You just don't know with these guys.
But
So
you
like,
did mention something
why do they
interesting.
keep
So
going
the
back
one
to the
good
old men?
Well, the one good thing about this thing here is like
Mm-hmm.
you're saying Gunther's not great on the mics. This might
Oh.
help elevate him working with a guy who is good with the stick. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
say what you want about Punk, but the guy can talk,
Yeah, he's a good talker. One
right?
of the
So
biggest bull
this might
croppers you'll ever meet. Yeah, he's really good at it. My
so
thing is this: he's 47 years old. There's no need for him to. If he's such the star that they say he is, there's no need for him to go against Gunther anymore. There is no need for that. A young guy comes up and gets his chance. He's 47 years old. It's no need for this. And I thought, because they
but
don't have
he
any
still
faith
sells
in their
tickets
booking.
though.
I get that, yeah, but they have no faith in their booking because they can't create new stars. They're going with their NXT boys or they're going with old guys. Like, let somebody else have a shot. It's unfortunate. It's going to be Seth. He's hurt. Okay, Braun, you're going to have it now, or Bronson, or whoever else you want to do. But why go to Punk again? They always go back to old man Punk. I don't get it.
Tickets, man. It's SummerSlam. It's
No, I know, but
MetLife. They
like,
got
it's
to
just
sell it.
like,
That's what it is. Just like you said,
no, I
it's
get it,
about
but they don't.
tickets, right?
Yeah, you're right. But it shows us they can't create stars and they can't book for young stars. They're going with the guy who was already tested and proven way before these guys took over, and they don't trust the guys they've created. I don't get it.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm not
They
sure
just keep
either.
going back to the well, and like I thought this is a new regime of fresh ideas and great booking, and it's just like You watch the show and it's just like, what are you guys doing?
Do you
So
even
you're
like
right, Punk
wrestling
can
anymore,
talk.
Chance?
Not like it's so like I said, I used to love wrestling, but it's like the NBA. When you have Adam Silver is a horrible commissioner. David Stern was great. Triple H is a horrible booker, maybe the worst book I've ever seen in my life. McMahon was a genius. So when you get rid of David Stern and Vince McMahon, and you put in Adam Silver, who's super woke, you put in Triple H, who's just not a creative guy, and then you have to watch what they put out. The product isn't any good. I still love basketball. I still love wrestling. I just don't like the way Adam Silver and Triple H do their wrestling and do their basketball. And that's why in both sports, ratings are down.
No, I appreciate that, brother. And you know what, though?
So,
You're not alone in that view, but there's a lot of people who do like it. So as long as people are liking it, they're always going to just go with that flow,
but
right? I
but
mean,
but people are turning it off. We've already lost 1 million viewers on SmackDown.
yeah. Well, they've gone back to 2 hours. The show looks better already.
The
It
ratings
does.
haven't gone up though.
No, but it takes time, man. It's
I go
summertime
by
as
I go by
well.
the numbers. What the numbers tell me, right? So basketball's down 28%. Why? Because they went super woke. They started doing race cards. They started doing politics. So people just turn it off. AEW's they just got too stale. They lost 400,000 people. Same with WWE. They lost 1 million people just on SmackDown. So I go by what the numbers say, right? Not even what I like. It's the numbers tell you that people are getting tired of it.
No, hey, man, I'm not here to,
I still like wrestling. I still like basketball, but it's just
you know.
it's the people in charge.
Well, you know what, man? I mean, I get it. You're more of the casual aspect of it. I am the
Mm-hmm.
wrestling fan,
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us just go with the evolution of the sport and buy into it the way it is and get the best that we can out of it, right? I
That's
mean,
one way to look at it, but a lot of people
I
are
mean,
turning it off.
I don't overthink it, right? I'm not a casual, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what would I be a casual fan of? See, I don't even know what I would be considered a casual
But that's
fan
the
of,
problem with the
right?
podcast
So,
because there's very few podcasts in the wrestling world that actually tell the truth.
yeah.
Dave LaGreca is the biggest Triple H because I can't stand that guy. You know, he's sitting there, he's yelling, he's screaming. I think he thinks wrestling is real. Like, dude, this is a work. These guys are paid to wrestle in their undies and they're paid well. Take it easy there, buddy. But he just praises Triple H, praises everything. It's like, that's not an honest podcast. Because if
Yeah.
you honestly watch Raw and SmackDown, and you know what you're talking about, there's no way you can sit there and praise this guy. You can say he does some good stuff, but to sit there and say some genius booker and so creative and great storylines, his storylines don't even make any sense.
See, here's the thing.
So I don't get it.
I'm a big, like, you're a big Shawn Michaels guy. I'm a big
No,
Triple H guy.
as a wrestler, but not as a booker. Michaels is
No.
terrible
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
growing up, we were big fans of these guys
Mm-hmm.
for what they were doing at that time, right?
As wrestlers, yes.
As wrestlers, absolutely, both of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, when I watch it nowadays, man, I'll be honest, man, I'm not overly critical about it. Like I take the good and I take the bad and I accept it
Mm-hmm.
as a show, right? Like not every. It's like watching the Cubs for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not every day we're gonna win when we hit that field.
Mm-hmm.
It's up and down. So that's just the way I kind of see.
No, I get it. And I know not every show can be good because it's too much. But the fact that Triple H and Shawn Michaels, sure, they're creative when they're booking, when they're wrestling, and they have somebody when they're wrestling themselves. As far as these guys writing, yes, they can teach you how to bump. They can teach you all that. But they're not writers. They're not creative. So there's a big difference between writing a show and teaching a guy how to wrestle.
Here's what I like you to do for me if you can.
Mm-hmm.
We seem to keep having the same conversation.
Well, I'm just going by what the numbers say.
No,
right?
hold on.
Say the losing fans.
We keep having the same conversation all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to ask you to do, and I've never asked you to do this before, and I'm not asking you for this week, but in the next couple of weeks, let's revisit this. If not those two guys, then who should be in those positions in your opinion? Now, don't answer it. I want you to think about.
I can name you tons of guys off the top of my head right now.
Right.
Millions, hundreds of guys.
Okay, who can do a better job than them in your opinion?
Anybody that's ever booked before these guys have done a better job. So we can go. Well, obviously Vince McMahon. We can go Bruce Pritchard. We can go Eric Bischoff. We can go Vince Russo. We can go Dusty Rhodes if he's still alive. We can go anybody that's ever booked. Name a booker, they're better. Because I'll tell you why. Triple H and Sean got his position because he's Triple H's best buddy. So Vince said, okay, you can help out here. Okay. Triple H got his spot in management because he married the boss's daughter. We all know that. We all know how power hungry Triple H was. All the wrestlers have said, it's not even me saying it. Go listen to anybody. Go listen to Bret Hart. Go listen to Bam Bam Bigelow. They'll all tell you he's a kiss butt. He married Steph to gain power. And that's fine if he wants to do that. So Sean and Triple H weren't put in their spot because they were geniuses and super creative. They're put in their spot through nepotism. And that happens in all work. Don't get me wrong. So these other guys that I just mentioned, they were put in their spot because they were creative and talented. So that's what I'm saying. So when you look at it from that perspective, you realize that Triple H is way over his head. He's in every press conference. He's narrating the what do you want to call those storylines and stuff. You hear his voice like, dude, step back, get behind the camera, and work on your show. We don't need you at the post conference, press conference. You don't need to open up WrestleMania. Every picture, selfies on the X. Like, dude, focus on the show, man. That's my thing. So any booker ever before him, I think, has been better, and that goes for Tony Khan too.
Fair enough. All right, Evolution. I know you didn't watch it. I did. I'll tell you what, man. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good show. I thought Bailey. I thought the triple threat with Bailey, Lyra, and Becky was a great start to that show. Those girls really, really put on a great match. The battle royal was fun for what it was. I mean, these girls are working hard, so you have
they work hard
now, right?
Yeah.
The Trish was nostalgia. I'll say this: looking at Trish, nostalgia never looked so good, man. I mean, this girl still looks amazing in her 40s.
She's aged well. Right? I think she's 50 now. Well,
and she didn't miss a beat. She looked great. Tiffany Stratton looked great. I mean, if there was a passing of a torch in this card, this would have been it, in my opinion. Phenomenal. But the match, some will argue this now, the best female match of the year we might have witnessed between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. This match was fun, man. It started off in the ring, it went out, it was everywhere in the arena. Some of the spots, Io flying higher from the top of the top, like, I mean, just insane spots.
No, they're good workers.
They worked, man. They worked so well together. It was a great match. After all the wrestling that we consumed this weekend, that match was refreshing. What I saw in that match, I was expecting from Toni Storm and Mercedes, Sasha Banks. We got it in this match. These two girls did it. And I don't have a problem with Naomi coming out and cashing in either. It didn't kill the match. It really
was a good idea. It was great.
It was different because everyone thought that Naomi was going to go after Tiffany and try to go after that title. But man, she turned the tables on everybody. And damn, here we go. Brand new champion, new world champion on Raw. She switched brands. She's moved away from Jade Cargill. She's moved away from Bianca. Fresh new stories. It's gonna be interesting.
I just don't know why they're going Friday night SmackDown, Saturday night main event, and then do another show on Sunday. Why have so much together? Can you do Evolution on another weekend? I don't, like maybe next weekend coming up or weekend
because after? This is a TKO thing now, man. We've talked about. Pardon me.
But then people aren't watching it because it's too much.
That comes down to a TKO decision.
No,
right?
I get it, but I'm saying WWE like that's too much, and then people won't want to come to the show because they just want SmackDown.
Until this guy makes his money back, or he, like you say, time and time again, he needs to get people in there who know what they're doing in their opinion. Right? This is what we're going to be getting all the time. Basically, we're lucky that UFC wasn't running a show in Atlanta. Otherwise, Saturday night's main event would have been 3 p.m. with UFC in the evening, right? Like they try to book these arenas with all their entities considering. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to get stuff now down the line here as this progresses. Thursday night, PBR, whatever, the professional bull riding. Then you go to SmackDown. Then if there's a UFC, you know what I mean? So they're trying to put all their entities together in one.
No, I get it. It makes sense for that way, but it's like they had to put that much wrestling on a weekend. It's just like, dude,
I get it. I get it, man.
Show alone from Friday to Sunday was what? 7 hours of programming. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but that's split up between 3 shows compared to AEW's 1.
7-8 hours to do that.
Yeah. 7-8 hours for 3 shows compared to the one AEW did.
But AEW is different because their fans, the niche market that it is, are hardcore fans. They'll sit there for 5 hours. They do the pre-show.
But they had a big crowd there.
Yeah, no, wrestling still has fans. What I'm saying, on TV, the wrestling ratings are going down because people's just like, you know what I mean? Like I said, wrestling is best when it's believable. And when you got guys that you can beat up yourself, it's hard to believe into them.
Well, if you're paying the money, if you're buying the pay-per-view, then you're kind of you're subjected to having to sit through the whole thing and watch it, right?
I'll tell you one thing. I'll never go to another wrestling show again. Like, obviously, the one that I'm involved with, yes, of course. But besides that, I would never go to WWE or AEW unless with my kid. I wouldn't pay to watch it. Neither one of the product I don't think is worth the money they're asking. AEW is a little more reasonable price-wise, but I wouldn't pay $300-400 now to watch WWE.
No, they're making it hard for everybody, man. Like, I mean, I'm not saying,
I'm not paying $400 to watch JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Come on.
Well, dude, like I said, we paid $800 for 3 tickets to go to Survivor Series, and that was in the upper bowl.
Yeah. Insanity.
Crazy.
So I'll give Triple H credit, man. The Logan Paul, Jelly Roll, Drew Orton stuff, that was great. And to have Jelly Roll at SummerSlam is great. People are making fun of it, but the guy's a big star. It's got a buzz. It's got people talking. So that's going to be a fun match. He won't be able to do much. He do some punch, some kicks. He'll beat up Logan Paul.
He didn't look bad. I mean, he's lost a lot of weight. Triple H told him because he wanted to do this for a while, but Hunter told him, look, lose some weight, then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And man,
he's seriously. Yeah. I mean, he's no athlete like a Karl Malone. He's not going to be. Karl Malone was ripped and it's superb athlete, but Jelly Roll's got a big following. So I think it's a great idea.
You know what was interesting about that whole Jelly Roll Logan Paul stuff? This is the first time I looked at Logan Paul and he looked like the regular guy.
Yeah. All those tattoos on his face are so ugly on Jelly Roll, but yeah, holy cow!
I'm not a fan of the tattoos on the face either, man. I love ink. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah, and I'm not knocking
about the ink, but
much.
I think tattoos. Me personally, going off, just on a tangent, arms, legs, chest, but face, neck, no.
Yeah, I don't like Cody Rhodes' neck thing. It doesn't suit him.
Yeah, like the neck stuff and the facial tattoos.
Speaking of that, Cody Rhodes wasn't even on Raw yesterday. He was at the Home Run Derby. He gave the belt to Kyle O'Reilly there when he won it.
Yeah, that was crazy. Respect to Kyle O'Reilly, Seattle boy, first catcher to ever win it.
Yeah, second Mariner to win it since Griffey did it like 95 or whatever it was.
It was really cool. I don't know if you were watching. They were showing a whole old home video of him as a kid, saying, "I'm the champion of the Home Run Derby." And,
his dad was pitching to him too.
And those are classic moments, man. So respect to him. Great weekend for Seattle in the major leagues. I mean, they drafted third overall. They got probably the best pick in that pitcher they picked up there from LSU. So
he pans out like they say, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's looking good. I'm just curious to know why the other two, Washington and I don't know who was number 2, skipped him, man. Like, I mean, apparently this guy was supposed to go number 1.
Maybe they think he's got a history. I don't really know much about him. Maybe he's got a history of injury, or I don't know.
I don't know, man. He was MVP. He took LSU to the championships. He did everything you're supposed to do. Yeah. I mean, he checked off all the boxes to be a number 1 pick. So respect to Seattle, man. They got their man. They're having a great season.
They have made the playoffs in 24 years, so hopefully they make it. They're one of the worst franchises ever.
2 years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. So they made the playoffs twice in 24 years. They're one of the worst franchises ever in baseball history.
They're one of the last few teams that have never won it.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be the year. This is going to be an interesting dynamic, but I mean, currently they're holding the wild card spot. I mean, anything can, if the Blue Jays can be 2 games over the Yankees right now.
Yeah, I know they swept them in that series, man. Won 4 straight, knocked the Yankees off their pedestal. So
right. So, I mean, if that's the case, anything can happen in the world of baseball, man.
All-Star
games would have thought that the Blue Jays would be 2 games ahead of the Yankees, and Vladdy Guerrero is not hitting well.
$500 million man. He's doing nothing so far. Same with Juan Soto. He got paid. He's doing nothing for the Mets. Now, Vladdy and Juan Soto are such good players. They could turn it around anytime. I wouldn't be surprised if they both go on a crazy tear. But right now, they're not doing that.
I think in Vladdy's case, he's just overthinking everything. When he's not overthinking stuff, he's one of the best, if not one of the top guys in Major League Baseball.
He's a great hitter.
So let's see what happens over there, man. The All-Star game is tonight. So we got that going down today in Atlanta. So it should be a lot of fun if you're into it. Probably the only All-Star game, in my opinion, that actually had something to play for.
Well, because you can actually play hard at, you're not going to get hurt, right? You can't do it in hockey.
Right, but they're playing for something, though.
Yeah, home field advantage, yeah.
Right, like pitchers aren't probably you wouldn't think pitchers are going to throw at full capacity. You don't want to get injured, right? I mean, but
they still throw about 80%, but yeah, they're not going 100 miles an hour. Sometimes, depending if there's a little rivalry there, right? Some of these guys.
No, for sure. All right, so listen, we had 36 plus hours of wrestling all last week. We don't have anything outside of the regular shows this weekend. This weekend is dominated by boxing and MMA and other combat sports. So we get a break from the wrestling. We got SummerSlam coming up in about 18 days from now. 2 nights. I don't know, man.
I don't like that.
But let's see.
We didn't even mention anything. I got to say one good thing I did like about Raw. Roman Reigns came back.
Huh?
Roman Reigns.
Yes.
So that's good. I'm saying that was one of the highlights of Raw last night. It's cool to have him back. He's fun to watch. So that was cool.
I wonder where he fits in with everything though. Now, most Seth.
I think they're gonna do a tag match: Roman and Jay versus I don't know. It's gonna be Roman and Jay tagging up there. Who did he come in there and hit there?
Pardon?
Who did Roman come out last night and hit?
Oh God, I'm drawing a blank.
He's doing a tag match, man.
Yeah,
Roman and Jay.
Well, let's see how it plays out, man. All right, brother, man. I tell you what, that's it. SummerSlam. So this is what we know so far. We probably have we're gonna get Becky versus Lara, or Becky versus Bailey. We got that for the Intercontinental title match. Now we know Gunther's gonna face
Punk.
Punk. We know that Tiffany is going. Oh no, sorry, we don't know that yet. Do we?
I don't think they officially announced it, but we know where that's going though.
Yeah, yeah, and then
Well, no, Punk won a chance to fight him, but it doesn't mean it's at SummerSlam, but it's going to be. Has to
yeah,
be.
yeah. Well, it's for SummerSlam.
Mm.
It's for SummerSlam. Cody Cena. We know those matches exist. So let's see how this card plays
So
out.
we
Man.
got Logan Paul and
Jelly
Drew
Roll.
versus Orton and
Yeah, we got that tag team
Jelly
match
Roll.
as well. They got 2 nights to fill here, man. Are we looking at
Yeah,
5 matches a night?
if they just did one night of those matches we just mentioned, and I know Roman's teaming up with Jay. Can't remember who they're going to go against. If you just do one night of those matches we just mentioned, that's a really stacked card. You're going to drag it out to 2 nights, like, oh, you get some filler in there. But this is a chance if they give some young guys a chance to maybe step up.
If they can do 10 matches, 5 a night, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I get it. It's more money, more tickets. It's TKO. I get it.
Hey, and TKO is going to continue doing what they're doing until people stand up.
Next, we're going to see 2 Royal Rumbles. We're going to see one night of the men's Royal Rumble. The next night, the women's Rumble. We're going to start doing everything, all the big ones too.
It's going to happen, man. I mean, eventually, this is it, right? This is the way.
The SummerSlam so far is, it's shaping up to be a good. It's pretty. They got the big stars on it, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and we can't forget Cardi B is the host.
I never heard her music, but you know what? She's a big star, so I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. New York, Puerto Rico connection. Let's see, man. Let's see how it all plays out.
Jelly Roll is a huge fan base, one of the top artists in the world right now, so big fan base.
Would it be interesting to see if Jelly Roll redid Orton's music?
That'd be hilarious, right?
Right? That'd be fun. All right, brother, man. Let's wrap this up. The day's too nice. I want to get out there and enjoy some of this weather before the evening hits. So I am going to take a step back. My name is Bobby Sampson. His name is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And the words of great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you guys. It's been a crazy week of wrestling. Yes, you're right. Maybe too much wrestling, but we get a break from it this weekend. But that doesn't mean you don't listen to the show and check back in with us as we give you all the top information of everything that's going on in the world of wrestling. Also, as Chance Michael said, we are the no bullshit podcast. We tell it like it is, and we're not afraid to. And we do it with respect.
Yeah, guys and we don't put anybody down. Everything we say is about their professional wrestling or boxing. We're not attacking them personally.
No, hey, let's just be really honest. 99% of those people in that ring, we can't do that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're the top of the top.
So respect to them for their abilities, this and that. I guess it's all the other stuff around it, or what you like or what you don't like, right? Like, I like onions, you don't like onions. Mm-hmm. That's basically what it comes down to. Right? What you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, I said if I could, I used to say that my dream interview would be, Vince McMahon and Bob Arab. Not anymore. Tony Khan and Triple H would be if I could ever get a chance. I never would, because I'd ask them one question, they'd walk off.
Well, it'd be funny.
It would be 30 seconds.
Hey, you never know, brother. Maybe one day we'll get them. Maybe one day we'll get them. Yeah, I met him as well. He was really nice to me. So, that kind of just solidified.
This was before he was in charge. So he was doing an interview at the MGM Grand at the pocket fight or whatever. He sitting there at SummerSlam there. And he just walked by. He said, "Hey," I said, "I didn't bother him. I didn't want to bother him in the picture." He just walked by. He's got huge hands.
Yeah.
Now, had he been like in the position he's now, I would have struck him hard. He said, "I don't understand what you're doing here." But then he was just there as Vince was in charge.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, Mr. Michaels, let's get this party started. It's Tuesday. We're just 4 or 5 days away now. 4 days away from some of the greatest boxing. Hopefully, we get to see this weekend. I know you're excited about it.
All-time greats the same day.
There you go.
In the morning, afternoon, and pocket at night.
There you go, man. Maybe you can sit poolside and watch the Usyk fight.
If I go to the Circa, I can.
Do it.
Because they have the big pool's got all those big screens out there.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. It's going to be hot. It's 40 degrees.
Guys and gals, it's the summer. Drink, do whatever you guys want to do. Just get home safe to your families. That's the most important thing. None of it's worth it if you're broken, right? You're no good to nobody if you're broken. Some people will say this is selfish, but I don't believe it is. If you don't look after yourself, you're no good to nobody. So the number one priority before your wife, before your kids, everyone is yourself.
Yep.
Get 8 hours of sleep. Do everything right by yourself. Treat your body like a temple. It's the only one we got. And you know what? If you believe in God, I'm going to ask this question to all of you right now. Give me a reason why you should be alive.
Yeah, good question.
Right? And if you can answer it, because I can't, I have no reason to be alive, in my opinion. which means to me that God can take you anytime you want.
That's very true.
Right? So if that's the case, live every moment of your life like it's your last, because we are not guaranteed the next 5 seconds. Nothing is guaranteed.
Absolutely.
So work hard, believe in yourself, have your faith, and everything will come to you. I promise. I mean, it takes time. Some of us get lucky right away. Some of us have to work harder, and that's okay. The harder you work, the more you appreciate it. I know people who have stuff and then they lose it and they don't know what to do because they've never had to deal with anything.
Yeah, true.
So be true to yourself, be true to your family, and be true to yourselves ultimately. That's all I got to say. Samp and Chance are out.